What's going on YouTube and cryptocurrency family? My name is Harry and I'm the Crypto Vet. Thank you for tuning back in. I didn't think anything was going to happen until Monday, and I'm still a little bit worried that this little breakout we had is not quite there. But we're going to go over both bullish and bearish scenarios of how this Bitcoin breakout up to 60K and setting a new all-time high today is very important, and what we can expect here in the coming weeks. So if you like that, you like the content, this mediocre dude on YouTube, hit the like, hit the subscribe. If you're not already, follow me on Twitter at XRP Veterinarian. Links for Twitch, Discord, all the goodies are down below. But let's go ahead and get started now on CoinMarketCap. We can see here Bitcoin is just under 60K, and we're starting to see a lot of green here in the market, which is good because we've had about 23 days of consolidated, about almost 3 weeks of consolidation on Bitcoin. And just as we've been following on that fractal, that we've had about 2 to 3 weeks good, 2 to 3 weeks down, 2 to 3 weeks good, and now we are about to start the good. But let's go ahead and see who the biggest gainers are. We have Chills, which is a way to tokenize your favorite team and things like that, and absolutely going crazy. PundyX, NPXS, one of the first videos I ever put out on YouTube, was like my third or fourth one. This was something I was looking at as far as a point of sale kind of way to turn crypto to more retail investors and help them use it. I think I put 250 bucks in it about a year ago, and we can see now that it's, well over 10x since then. So this just comes to show that if you buy the crypto and you hold on to it and try to trade less and actually just keep it in your portfolio, that you'll honestly do better than you ever will trading. I just enjoy trading, but lots of green here in the market. As far as the biggest losers, only the ones that have pumped a bunch are here in the 4 to 7% loss range, and it's only because they're consolidating a tad after doing ridiculous pumps. So let's go ahead and move over to the Brave New Coin Index, where I've been talking about every time we've had stimulus, we have gone up. So is this going to continue or not? I do have my doubts that we are going to continue this fast, because anything that goes up so fast needs to come down quickly. But if history repeats itself, here in this next week, we may see some massive moves for Bitcoin. I know Bitcoin in March is typically a down month, but not everything lines up exactly. One of the fears is that anybody who bought 1 year ago during this time can now sell their Bitcoin without having to pay the increased capital gains tax in the US. So there is some FUD and some things to worry about. But as of right now, I think with the bull market and interest in Bitcoin and people like Michael Saylor, Tesla, Elon Musk, all of these things getting into Bitcoin, if you did sell or there was a dump now, it would be bought back up quick. So just hold strong. This bull run isn't over yet. Even if we did drop drastically back down to say 20 or 30,000, it will pick up in the coming months. So let's see how this plays out here in the next couple days. As far as Bitcoin dominance goes, we were hoping that we might drop a little bit below 60, which is usually the trigger for an alt season. But it looks like Bitcoin's probably going to have another week or two run up before that may happen. I still do think by the beginning of April-ish, that's when our alt season will occur, but we're just going to keep watching the signs to see when this happens. Keeping an eye on the Bitcoin dominance, because once Bitcoin cools off and starts to consolidate, regardless of whatever price that is, that's usually when we'll start to see the alts take off. But as of right now, most of the alts will just carry on slowly with Bitcoin, maybe see a little bit of red as Bitcoin devalues them in their pairs if Bitcoin was to go up crazy. But if we go back and look, our market cap is almost at 2 trillion. We are at $1.8 trillion market cap right now with Bitcoin itself. Where's it at? This is the wrong one. I was like, wait, that's the wrong number. Bitcoin itself at $1.115 trillion. So let's go ahead and check out Bitcoin. Bringing up the same chart that we saw with the stimulus here. I have this exact one here showing that after the stimulus was signed into law, we usually had about between 1 to 2 weeks of down with about a 10% drop. And then after the second one, we had 2 days with an 8% drop. And then now we currently only went down about 6.5%, and it's only been 2 days. But I projected that by Monday was when the real breakout would occur. And the reason for that is the lack of volume. We have hardly any volume right now, but the price is higher. If you see a new all-time high, usually a good time to buy. And the reason for that is because if something now has hit a new high, its valuation is now in price discovery. So typically you would just follow whatever patterns and then go after new trend-based fib extensions because those would most likely be able to hit. So in this case, we have multiple targets that are at like 60, 62,000 all the way up to 70, 74,000. So at some point we will top out in between there, has a higher probability than getting rejected now because we did escalate a little bit higher than the previous high. So is there still a chance of a double top? Especially, yes, especially since we don't have the volume right now, but we have signs that this is bullish. We have Monday approaching. There are problems with now the CME gap for Bitcoin is a little bit lower. I believe it's at like 50. Actually, we'll just pull that up just real quick. Where is here? We're on the weekly. Let's move to like the 4 hour. Let's see if there was an actual gap. I don't believe there was. Maybe I was incorrect. I don't believe there actually is a CME gap for Bitcoin right now, unless we form one this weekend if we go up too high. But just for right now, until I see a little bit more volume, I'm a little skeptical on this breakout because weekends, lower liquidity, not as many people trading typically. So I just don't believe these until we close, say, a daily candle up here. So we got another 6.5 hours before that is to occur. And if we go ahead and look on the 4 hour, we can see that we broke out of this little symmetrical triangle. If this cup and handle was true, we broke out of the handle, came above, we're above previous resistance. We have not, though, in a sense, confirmed it as support because we had the breakout right at the symmetrical triangle, right at the top of this resistance. So could we come right back down, confirm 57.4, 57.5, and then break out? We definitely could. So the target for this symmetrical triangle breakout is met exactly at 60,500. So, and then the breakout from this ascending triangle back here, which is this orange line, I know this is cluttered, was almost met or pretty much met at 60,600. So the price targets have been met, and now we need to decide, we good, we're going back down, or are we going to potentially go back up? Let me turn this down just a tad, very, very bright. Or are we going to keep continuing up in this bullish pattern here? And if we look here on the shorter term, on the 15-minute, you can see that it is currently fighting. Here was the big spike in volume, and then now volume is decreasing. So volatility will most likely come back to Bitcoin here very, very soon. But this could just turn out to be a little Bart Simpson pattern, and we just come right back down to here and then hold this as support and then maybe start to form a pattern as such from there. So we're just mostly waiting and seeing as of right now. Same goes for Ethereum here. Ethereum on the 4 hour had a more projected cup and handle. We broke out of this channel, got back above this ascending trend line here, which when we were below it, more likely a bearish trend, shot up the exact amount that was the measured move of this descending channel, and now we are above this resistance. So for Ethereum, we could see a breakout of this larger pattern, which brings us all the way up to, close to $2,500. However, you can see we're getting a lot of resistance where this was traded before, right at the $1,900 range. So if we're rejected here at 1,900, we can come back down, confirm this resistance as support, and then go up. Maybe a decent time for a trade. As far as this ascending triangle is down here at the bottom of the cup, we can see that our price target is right back up with the previous all-time high, just over $2,000. Haven't gotten there yet, but I would like to see some moves to the upside for Ethereum before I get super bullish. Now, as of right now in the short term, definitely bullish. You can see almost this nice little W pattern here, but we did technically set a lower low in the short term. So let's just wait and see. If we get above $2,060, show me a new high, that'd be the time to buy and enter a long trade with a target of at least 2,500 for sure. I think the Fibonacci retracement for this one, put it at like 2212 or something. Let's see. That was 2391. I don't know where I got 2212 from. So to about 2394. And then the other thing was that this puts it right at the golden pocket of the 1.6 and the 1.65 and the 1.618. So definitely I see us, if we do have a breakout, getting in and start to trade in this zone here of 2400 to 2550. So we'll just wait and see on that. Here in the short term, you can also see that we are in the potential, that little Bart Simpson pattern here, where we're trading sideways. We do have a little bit more volume on Ethereum, which I think is good. But again, we just need to wait and see. Now, as far as XRP goes, we could see that we had this cup and handle again. But if we go ahead and zoom out, let me zoom out real quick. We are in this big symmetrical triangle here, and we are broken to the outside. Now, you could technically move this to about here and, actually bring it out. And if we do that to the candle bodies, we are just now getting close to breaking out. And the reason I draw it in multiple ways to show you guys is what is the more likely pattern that is true, which support and resistance is more likely to be the real one. Well, if we use this one here, we have touches, and these wicks are on the same candles on the 4-hourly and bought back, and goes all the way to where we are now. So now we are actually fighting to get above this. And if we can get above this 20 daily exponential moving average, this light blue line here, and break to the upside of this resistance here, which now has been drawn to extremes minus these 2 wicks. Last time we broke through the 20 daily exponential moving average, we had, I think, was this 120% gains on XRP, 172% increase in price. So if we put the line there, we are now slowly breaking to the upside with the 20 daily as resistance. If I put the line back to where it was, if it'll go back, I guess it's not going to go back, but I can just move it back to where it was here. So if we put the line back to here, we are this whole handle of this potential cup and handle. Not sure if this is validated at this point. If we get above this descending channel here, which we are very close to doing so, and then get above the 20 daily exponential moving average, we could see a ridiculous pump on XRP, especially since XRP has kind of been out of the limelight minus the Ripple lawsuit. So let's see how this goes. If we come here in the short term, I know these are a lot of lines here, but we can see these little W pattern forming. We are above that descending channel, and we are finding support to potentially break to the upside and get back into the previous pattern. So let's just sit back and see what happens with XRP. And now, as far as Cardano, if you watched my video yesterday, we talked about this descending triangle here, where if we broke below it and closed, we potentially would break to the downside with a price target getting us close to the 20 weekly exponential moving average, all the way down here at 57 cents. Well, looks like the Cardano army here is holding strong, and we actually have broke to the upside, and it looks like maybe by 2 o'clock today, we could be confirming a break to the upside, as well as getting back above this 20 daily exponential moving average, and the momentum for Cardano could be switching, because as of now, we have our previous high at about $1.50, and we have gone about 2 weeks consolidating into a bearish pattern, but now are breaking to the upside. Now, it doesn't mean we're going up. This could just be something like that, and we actually come back down and retest these lows if, say, Bitcoin does drop to the downside, something like that. But if we continue in the path that we're going, Cardano could be setting a new high and getting up to as maybe $1.56, maybe just back up to the all-time high and forming a double top and then crashing. But I do expect to see some price movement to the upside, especially with some very intense bullish divergence on the 4-hourly for Cardano. So just a little thought there. If you follow me in the Discord, I didn't sell any of mine. I was thinking about selling some of it just to buy it in lower, but just because you don't know what can happen in these markets, I found that just holding on to these is much better, especially since I got in at less than a dime for Cardano. So I hope this information helped you guys out. I will be streaming on Twitch here later this afternoon, and we'll just see if anything changes, and then I'll catch you guys in the next one.